Ah yes, Sven Co-op. It's only one of the most popular Half-Life mods ever. It was basically just a mod that allowed you to play Half-Life, but co-op. Hence the name. It was made in January 1999, truly a boomer classic, and then in 2016 it became a standalone game with its own Steam page and everything. And you don't even have to buy Half-Life to play it. Perfect if you're as broke as me. You can also play Opposing Force and Blue Shift with others, except this time you actually have to have bought those two to play it, so they're not free. Damn it. Guess I can't eat for the next 2 days. Oh, and uplink as well, I think. And since the team got a license to the Gold Source engine, they can update it to their heart's content. And I think they are in fact still updating the Gold Source engine, which Valve stopped doing like, you know, many years ago. And despite being that old, it's still being played and maintained. Now that's dedication. But wait a minute. If Sven Co-op contains the entirety of Half-Life, and you don't have to have Half-Life to play it, and it's free, then there's no reason to buy the original. Hell yeah, f the original, bro. Hang on a second. Well, yes, Sven is basically that. There are plenty of other things that make it unique and different from the original. And not all of them constitute Sven to be the superior one of the two. But also, before I get absolutely flocked by every single Sven fan, yes, the game has its purpose. It's clearly working, so I'm not hating on it. And actually, I already made a comparison 3 years ago, but that one is garbage and a complete joke, so no one watched it. Wait, what? Wait, when the f did this get 100,000 views? Anyways, let's start with the obvious. Since it's called Sven Co-op, to play it properly, you'll need friends. You can play it alone like I always do, but since it's made to be a co-op game, when you start a game, you actually create a server for others to join. Although it's not a server that shows up on the server list, so that's good. Because I kinda don't want to get jump scared by 30 people joining my random server at once. And in the server browser, you'll only find co-op. Similarly how in Half-Life, multiplayer is mainly just deathmatch, and a little bit of deathmatch. And if you want, before you start Sven, Steam gives you the option to host a server for others, for those who are real chads. And there's also a manual that just opens a website. Never mind. There's a lot more options for player models. You can be Barney, Gordon, Ivan, Kleiner, G-Man, a zombie, a robot, Otis, the dudes from Opposing Force, a construction dude, and of course, you can't forget my man Gus. There's more, but those are the only ones I really care about. One cool thing with Sven is it comes packaged with some popular mods and fun co-op maps. It comes with They Hunger, Mama Mesa, and Toon Run. You know, like, what the heck is Toon Run? Okay, so this is Toon Run.
2, 1, fire.
You didn't do your job right.
Fire.
That also didn't work. So there's like some Mario Party wannabe looking.
3, 2, fire.
That's Toon Run.
Fire.
There we go. Yeah, this is 100% some cartoon looking thing. Yeah, and of course most of these maps are designed with multiplayer in mind, so like, you know, you need friends. And installing mods from what I see is a bit easier than normal Half-Life. I mean, there's literally a folder called add-ons, where you put your maps in. But unfortunately, they don't show up on the list for me. Okay, small interruption. The custom map I put in was called outside_map, which is just a little test map I made. And as you can see, it's on the list. So I swear when I first put it in, it did not show up on the list. But now I'm wrong, so look, I don't so you'll have to open up the console. Don't worry, it's not scary, it won't hurt you. Okay? So stop looking at it like that one scientist from Absolute Zero. Compare this to Half-Life, where you have to go to the Half-Life folder, and then find the Valve folder, and then drag it into maps, and oh, I put it in the wrong folder. The main Half-Life game has been tweaked a bit for co-op. Like when you first get the suit, the room looks a lot bigger, and now it has 4 suits you can open to accommodate the 30 people on one server. Some hallways have gone longer, which actually doesn't make sense. I don't know why you need to extend it, but okay. And the AI has been improved, because you know the NPCs in Half-Life be tweaking sometimes. Some maps have been combined, so there's less loading screens, really only between important areas. And in the console, you realize that the Half-Life map names are different, but you'll only realize that if you work in IT and have glasses. Either enemies have more health or your weapons deal less damage, I don't know which, I just know it takes more hits to kill a zombie. And on some maps they've added some extra enemies, like a head crab with more health. I guess like a super head crab of sorts, which kinda sounds annoying to deal with. Oh, and of course there are engine tweaks. Like, you can't object boost anymore, which is something I did mention in the last comparison that definitely no one watched. Some of the weapons look different. They're more detailed and they kinda have the same idea as the HD models, except they actually managed to make them look good. I'm impressed. Like, look, the MP5 looks like an actual detailed MP5, just without the grenade launcher, which I'll get to in a second. And some of these look even more HD than the HD models. I should name them the UHD models, or HD squared models, except they're not all HD. Like, the rocket launcher is HD, but the Gauss gun isn't, and the glue-on gun looks like a mix, and the satchel charges are. But out of all the weapons, this Deagle, and Sniper as well, but this Deagle, it ain't just HD. Like, bro, this thing is made in 8K Ultra HD with Dolby Vision enhanced. The NPCs are also higher quality, and these look very, very similar to the HD models, which I'm fine with. Sven also has some additional weapons that aren't in the original. It includes all the opposing force weapons like the wrench, Sniper, Deagle, but it also includes some new ones. There's a minigun. Damn. You can get an Uzi, which you can dual wield if you find another, and can be gold, which makes it do a lot more damage, but you can only get that if you donate. There's an M16, which has a grenade launcher, and it's separate from the MP5, which now doesn't have a grenade launcher. Some of the guns have different functions as well. The MP5 has a scope, so you can zoom in, and right-clicking with the shotgun makes it shoot faster, but on some servers it still does a double shot. So I don't know, I guess you can change that. Again, if you donated, you can right-click with the crowbar to make it electric. And you can throw the crowbar, which is kinda cool, not gonna lie. And yeah, those are all the important differences I can find between the two. Even though I probably missed like 20 super important things. But now, do those differences make Sven better than the original Half-Life? Yes. And no. Which together equals yo. Sven is more updated than Half-Life because of the better weapon models, better AI, and a more updated engine. But then, because it's Sven Co-op, again, you need friends. So then really it can be simplified to, if you want to play a co-op, and you have friends, then play Sven, otherwise play the original. Which was the whole point of Sven, so we just went into a loop. Congrats me. And for me, the original has that extra nostalgic feel since it's only like, 2 months older than Sven. There's also that price tag. If your count balance is in the negatives, then just go with Sven. Me personally, I'll stick with the original because... So yeah, if you're wondering what's the differences between Sven Co-op and Half-Life, there you go. But anyways, bye.